I'd say it was morning, but I'd be lying. It's not morning. It is about almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm still in the Mitsubishi Lancer for just the last couple of days. So far, I'm quite surprised. Actually, a very cool little car. But I'm heading up into town right now. I'm going to be meeting up with the director of the movie, The Principal. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about this. I'm going to talk a little bit about this at the end of the vlog as well. But I'm going to get kind of his take on the film. It's a quite an elaborate documentary about the universe. Poses some very unique questions, some very in-depth technical stuff. But this movie was quite fascinating. I certainly enjoyed it. It had a lot of tremendous historical data to ponder, some really interesting theories of the universe. I think you guys are going to like this guy. Gorgeous, stunning day. This is Rick, and he's a filmmaker, documentarian. Can I say that? Okay. We're going to talk a little bit about your film, The Principal, which is it's not a simple movie. It's a very complex movie. You guys got to see this. I'm going to put some information at the end of the vlog, so you guys can click on it and be able to watch some stuff. It's really cool. I don't know what else to say.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We worked really hard on it.
I think you made my brain, spin in circles. So this is good. We're going to talk more about it. I apologize, first of all, for making you come out and hang out in this stunningly horrible place.
It's brutal.
Your film, The Principal. When I first got this and I was taking a look at it, right off the bat, first 5 minutes, I'm like, oh man, I really need to sit down for this, because this is a ride a mental ride that will take you through many levels. If you thought Inception was heavy, this is very intense. What started this whole process for you?
Well, like so many interesting things, it started with clickbait on the internet. Guy put up an internet post saying, I'll give you $1,000 if you can prove to me with a scientific demonstration that the Earth is going around the sun. Of course, there were already 5 answers in there, which I said, well, he's already won. Oh, he's already won. Then I went back the next day and I just was stunned at the way this guy pointed out, no, that's not a demonstration. So that got me interested. I contacted the guy who put that up. It turned out to be my partner, Robert Sungenis, who is the author of the single most astounding book I've written.
Your partner on the film?
Yeah, my partner in the film.
Okay.
He had written a book called Galileo is Wrong. And it was a survey of the hundreds of years of science that goes into this incredible shift in worldview that every human being has undergone. 400 years ago, we look up at that sun and it's going across the sky. 500 years ago, if I tell you that we're not going around the sun, you know I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Today, if I tell you that we're not going around the sun, you know I'm crazy.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that science has never been able to effectually measure this motion of the Earth around the sun that everybody's completely convinced is occurring.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that no experiment was showing it for hundreds of years. I mean, Newton comes along. There's no doubt. Gravity, dude. We're little, the sun's big. Get it? We're going around the sun. Well, that makes perfect sense. Mm-hmm. Except for one thing. According to Newton, we ought to be able to measure that, and we couldn't. But it all boils down to one thing, and it's not really the science. At the end of the day, there are 2 possible stories that we can tell ourselves, tell our beloved children about who and what they are in this universe. One story says we're the center of it all. Everything revolves around us. God is in heaven and he is orchestrating this massive dance every day to remind us of how precious we are. The other one is also very powerful. We're an insignificant pale blue dot in a vast universe that we aren't even a dust mote in. What the film does is it, first of all, gives you the history of how all of our views were changed. And second of all, it tells you about the absolutely astonishing new surveys of our cosmos on its largest scales. It's almost comical. And we happen to be related to this universal axis. And it's just blowing their minds. It's completely blowing their minds. And so we think that this is another case where the pendulum has started to swing back. We were the center of the universe over here, and then it swung over here, and we're a pale blue dot. The pendulum has started to swing back again. And I think that everybody should be aware that these observations are definitely challenging the idea that we're an insignificant speck in the universe. Or are we the outcome of a random process, and there's 50 billion other Earths out there? These are big questions. We've reached a point where we need to know whether we are the center and significant, or whether we are just one of many. I think that we're at the point where we're about to start getting the answers to those questions.
You guys get all that? Simple. I don't think so. You got to watch the movie. It's awesome.
What if I were to tell you that the latest, most advanced science observations we have of this universe suggest that we are the absolute freaking center of it all?
You know what? I'm not even sure that you can answer a question or respond to a question like that. That is so out there because we have been thinking one way for so long. And how do I relate that back to my own individual life?
Great question. This question keeps coming back every couple of centuries, and it overturns entire civilizations.
Yeah.
I mean, 500 years ago, the Catholic Church ran everything, and we knew we were
the thing
center.
about that is that you can ask this question now, and you won't be burned at the stake.
And thank God for that.
Only 500 years ago, they would have killed you for it.
You are talking to a man who's very grateful.
Yeah.
This is a thinker's film. This is not a film you want to play to a 7-year-old. But nonetheless, the audience that was coming to see this film was so diverse, and I realized, gosh, there are thinkers out there in all aspects of life. People who are, building houses or digging tunnels, they are thinking about these things. It's not like they're cut off from consideration.
Well, in essence, you're posing the one simple question: is who are we?
That's it.
And I think that we're all asking that question as
And we
individuals.
are.
Yeah.
And I think that what people appreciate about the film is that we give science its proper place. Science can't answer what it means. Science cannot tell us what it means. But it can really help us to tell what is. What is it? We have to decide what it means. I mean, if the Earth is the center of the universe, that's all science can tell us. What we have to do is decide what that means.
And people can actually watch it streaming, but you can actually buy the film also.
Mm-hmm.
And where would they be able to go to do that?
It's available iTunes, Amazon, ChristianCinema.com, and at our own site. If you get it through us, we have some special features that are only available through us, and some of them are really, really worth it. Stuff that happened after we finished shooting the film, big scientific discoveries that we've included.
Great interview. Decided to take a walk out to the water. What a day. It is hot in here, man. Holy cow. All right, I got a quick meeting with the city of Malibu. We're gonna be talking about some show potential, car show related stuff. We got 2 shows that are going on. There might be some changes, just kind of shift things to make it more efficient, better stuff for you guys. The chili cook-off is coming to town this weekend. Carnival rides, all kinds of stuff. Not sure I want to do that. The chili cook-off has been coming to Malibu for more years than I've probably been here. but those rides just really don't look that safe. Little scary. Great meeting with the city. Very cool. Some good potential. Still kind of have to work things out. Got some fun things in the works. Why am I meeting with the city about shows? Well, here's the skinny. I'm no longer doing Malibu Cars and Coffee. That's ended for me. Now, the city has done a phenomenal job at giving the best possible experience for you guys. The person that I started the show with, we no longer really see eye to eye as to what the show can be. Wheels and Waves has given me a chance to be able to expand on that concept and do something really great with you guys. And what we're going to do is we're going to circle back around. We're coming up with a new and inventive way to be able to do something fresh. And that's going to be coming. So don't fret, if you want to go to Malibu Cars and Coffee, that's cool. It's still a great show, but I won't be attending that show anymore. Instead, I'm going to be going to Montecito, Ventura, Santa Barbara, all the way down to Aliso Viejo, even to Donut Derelicts. I'm going to be all over the place going to every show because what I want to do is give you guys the absolute best of car culture. And that's not something that happens at one show. That happens all through Southern California. I especially want to thank today Rick DeLano for coming up to Malibu, hanging out with me, an amazing director. The Principal is a phenomenal film. I put down in the show notes a link so that you guys can buy this or you can stream it. But it's really something that everybody should see. Trust me, it's a movie that's going to make you think. Now, it's controversial, yes, but it's asking the age-old question as to who we are and what's our place in the world. Some heavy thoughts for car people, for sure. I believe strongly that in your own world, you're your own little universe. And the people, the places and things, those are all the things that swirl around you. If you're grateful and you enjoy those things, then your universe is copacetic. Everything works out perfectly. But every now and then, asteroids hit certain things and create problems. You know what life's like. But Rick's movie takes a look at the big picture. It's really a well-made film. But I really appreciate his time. We had a good time talking. We walked all the way out to the beach. It was certainly a fun and enjoyable interview. That's it for today. That was vlog 427. We are heading out to the Ventura Nationals tomorrow night. Gonna see some amazing cars. And then Saturday, we're skipping off to La Jolla. And Sunday is Supercar Sunday. So much cool stuff going on. I can't wait to get to it. We will see you tomorrow.